It's alive. Oh, it's alive. It's alive. It's alive. It's alive.
I see dead people.
Hot shit. Here's Johnny.
Stop.
We have such sights to show you.
Bring the motherfucking ruckus. Fuck you too.
Yep, I have.
Hello.
I liked that movie. That was a pretty good movie.
Great movie. Yeah.
All right. Me name's...
Didn't it get awards? It got awards for
My name's
Screenplay, I think.
Adolf Hitler.
Nope. All right, starting back from the top.
Crash edit. Jump.
I just, Hello. So,
Crikey, is that Hitler?
God damn it. So literally, I'm gonna express some things. The last time I had you on the show, I made you read another series, and by the end of it, you were just so fucking done.
So done.
Do you remember that series at all?
But you're so supreme.
He remembers it.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, I do.
But it was fun. It was a good one. Mm-hmm. It's just...
It was fun except for the parts that weren't.
You are the person who kind of, as the length of the story goes on and it continues to kind of go nowhere,
Yeah.
you start to physically boil.
Yeah, I get really angry. I get really upset. I don't think that makes me abnormal. I think it makes me normal.
No, it's totally fine. And then what I was gonna bring up with our other guest here tonight,
What's his fake name?
No, I'm gonna introduce both of you in a second.
God.
I'm a backlog.
They already hear our voices.
So the thing is, the last episode I had you on, you were with fucking Harry Handjobs,
Oh, yeah.
aka Harold Heavy Hands, and you guys completely derailed my entire fucking show.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The Bevesode?
The best.
You never listened to the Bevesode?
I haven't heard the Bevesode.
I wanted them to just read some spooky stories, and they somehow kept bringing Beverly from It into each of the stories. And it got to the point where the stories we were reading weren't even real anymore because we had altered them so much as the episode went along.
That was much better than what I was thinking.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
Yep.
So anyway,
Hello.
I am your host, Captain Death. This is, it's gonna be a good one. I'm here with Django Phillips.
Oh, me. Django.
I thought you'd at least...
No, I didn't know if it was me or him.
Looking at you.
Well, no, but
I also know your name.
Yeah.
And Strawberry Shortcake.
What's up?
See, there you go. He knew I was talking to him when I said his name.
Yeah. We'll take you back from the top.
I thought you were going to attempt to say Django in the accent, and you completely...
Django.
Well, there you go.
It's as close as I got.
Oh, shit. I've been excited to do another one of these because I believe the last one we even did this with was with you. I think you were here for the fourth one we did.
I think so.
You've been around for a couple of the Games with Ghoulies episodes, even going back a ways. I'm thinking like early 100s. And
Did some camping ones, too.
we did the camping ones too, yeah. But I brought you into the shorthand, at least the last episode of Games with Ghoulies.
Right.
Because the idea is thus. Here is spooky instructions for either you by yourself or for you to do with friends, hence, quote unquote, you guys, friends.
Yep.
And it's gonna result in some type of spooky, supernatural sort of experience. And it's either like a ritual where you need to do some chanting and gather some items and, Latin.
Right.
Or it's gonna be like technical instructions, like drive down a road and take a left.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to it,
Yeah.
what are you laughing about?
I I had a funny thought, and now the time has lapsed too much that I can't share with everyone.
Well, now you need to.
I just started thinking, when you said chants and rituals, I just started thinking of Survivor.
Survivor?
Yeah.
Like the intro theme song?
Oh, hey, ho,
Yeah, no, cool.
How'd you guys know that?
I like Survivor.
I guess.
Well, my brother, I fucking hear it every single night because he gets so high and he falls asleep and he puts on Survivor reruns.
Good man.
He's watched all of the series, including like all of the Australian series, like 4 fucking times
man.
just because he likes the series so much.
Remember when Richard had his penis out?
Yeah, he does. I do. I did watch
Classic.
Survivor. Anyway. Chants and rituals. What's gonna happen is we're gonna read the story or read the instructions or read the ritual, quote unquote, and then we're gonna when it's done, we're gonna place ourselves within that hypothetical and ask ourselves what would happen if we were to do this right now. Like if we were to stop what we were doing, gather everything that was needed, and just do it.
We would probably die.
We would probably die, yes. So this is what leads us to these spooky conclusions, because almost all of these just naturally seem like bad ideas. What now?
I don't have anything specific to. I'm gonna fuck this up. I'm feeling real froggy.
Is it 'cause-
this episode is not gonna go the way you want it to go.
Is it because I got you high?
No, it's that space weed. Maybe you can't sleep on that. That's some serious
You
shit.
literally keep talking about space weed, and I have no fucking idea what you're talking about. You said it's like weed that's not real weed.
Yeah, it's like similar chemically or something.
What is it, like CBD on the extreme?
It's like CBD on. It's like salvia without the screaming.
No, you can't say that. It's like then you would be sitting here like
It's like K2. It's like a mild K2. Is it a mountain or a drug?
it's a mountain, dude.
Fuck.
Oh shit. I'm glad that that's where you are, because we're absolutely fucking doing this.
Okay, all right.
I'm just saying.
Hey, this is your warning.
I'm trying. This isn't a hard one to do this on.
Listeners, if you want a focused, dialed-in episode,
Tune in.
maybe not this one. I don't know.
So listen. The fun thing about Games with Ghoulies episodes is whether the story is long or short, it's bullshit.
Sure, you're right. I'm in it.
How
I'm
do
in
you
it.
know?
I'm in it.
How?
It could be real.
No, because if you were to actually do any of these things, you're nuts.
How do you know?
You're in the right room.
That's and that's what I'm trying to get you on board. That fucking jet ski over there, you know.
I'm on it. I have
right.
my key in the thing. I got my life jacket on.
All right.
I'm ready to skidoo.
You're saying it's gonna be a bumpy fucking ride.
It's gonna be fantastic.
And I'm telling you,
This episode's gonna win a BAFTA.
I'm telling you, that's why we
Not
do
even
this.
gonna answer for a BAFTA.
I'm gonna
It's
tell
gonna
you,
win a BAFTA.
I'm gonna tell you that's why we do this, because life isn't a smooth ride, my friend. We're gonna get through this together.
Those Doctor Who people are gonna look fucking stupid. Losing to a podcast episode.
Oh man. Strawberry Shortcake.
Yes.
You got anything to add before we hop into the mayhem?
No, I'm already strapped down to my jet ski.
He's ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm
So I just
so
need
ready.
I need to ask you again. Seatbelt buckled?
The harness
Alright.
locked.
All right.
The helmet on. Cup tightened.
You got a frog down there. got a little horny toad.
Yep.
Okay. Games with Ghoulies. We've done 4 of these. There have been 4 prior episodes. The first 2 were just me and Django fucking around. Those ones were shorthand instructions, one-man hide-and-seek, Midnight Man. That shit drove me nuts. The Three Kings one really fucking confused me. The fucking Korean elevator game where you go into an elevator and press a bunch of buttons and it takes you to a different fucking universe. Yeah, there's some fun ones in there, but like you were saying, Strawberry Shortcake, if we were to actually go and do anything that's described, it's almost like we deserve to die for trying.
Right.
Because some of them are just insane. Like bloodletting, you always said, like, draw the fucking line in the sand at the bloodletting.
Play that shit.
I think one of these has to do with animal sacrifice.
Yeah, I don't play that shit, bro.
Yeah, I know, but, like, what if it's for something really crazy?
No!
All right, so let's jump into it. Let's start with the... I think we should start with Strawberry Shortcake. We are doing the Boatman ritual, and I'm going to go ahead and let Strawberry Shortcake take this away.
Ahem. You hear about a lot of rituals you can carry out when you read stories on the internet. Some involve going to particular places, some lighting candles in front of mirrors, or games of chance, like Survivor. Most of them have the aim of learning, gaining knowledge, whether about yourself, the future, or other planes of existence. But the ritual most people don't know is the one to make you disappear.
Oh, nice.
To vanish in the night from all your problems, fears, and troubles.
Suicide.
The ritual of the Boatman.
Oh, okay.
That took a turn.
The suicidal Boatman. If you're in a position from which you cannot escape, abuse from family, people who want to find you and will stop at nothing, all of it can be simply left behind. Well, maybe not simply, but we'll get to that.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Oh, we will. I put this ritual out there, not because I want to scare people, but because I want to help people. That's what it's for, really. Though I must stress well and truly that if you do try this, it is not easy or for the faint of heart.
Well, I'm out.
I'm
Django?
easy. I'm pretty easy.
Django's easy.
Yeah.
And how faint is your heart?
It's pretty bad.
Uh-oh. So it is most definitely not for those, Django, who ever wish to see their old lives ever again. Their friends or family, you must be willing to leave it all behind.
Done. Press the button.
Great.
Alright, first you require something gold. A ring, a necklace, electrical parts will even work. You just need a few grams of solid gold. Go to the closest body of water, doesn't matter whether it's flowing or not, as long as it stretches out of view in some direction. Not a pond, but a lake, a river, even the sea. These will all work as long as it's night.
Okay, well, we got Wallenpolpec, like, within 2 hours,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, easy.
Got any gold?
Is that the closest one that we can think of that's, like, lake size?
Yeah, something you can't see the other side of.
Yeah, like, you got full
At least in
panoramic.
one direction,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm thinking Wallenpolpec is probably the best, because Harmony is just a little bit further away.
You could use my grill.
What?
You could
Is it
for
gold?
for gold. Yeah, you could use my grills.
Oh, your grills.
Oh, your
Right.
grills, yeah.
Yes.
No, thanks for your grills, Django.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, it's just the
okay.
one. It's just the top.
Yeah, no, we only
grill.
need something
Yeah.
gold. My cock ring.
There we go. Oh, do we need a piece of gold each?
No,
No,
I don't.
well, yeah,
I don't.
we
know.
should do-
I actually don't know yet.
We should
Enough
do
gold
both, I think, for safety,
yeah,
maybe?
between your
Yeah.
grills and your cock ring.
Okay.
That might cover us for gold.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The boatman will not come in the light of day, or if you're not alone. He and you are to disappear without a trace, and onlookers will not be tolerated.
All right, so we can't even go together.
Right,
So never
yeah,
mind.
alright,
We,
so
each, we
just-
each have to
so I
bring
got
our
cock
own.
ring,
You
gold.
gotta find your own gold.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I can't take this off at this point. It's
All right.
stuck.
I gotta go mine. But
That's
I'll
not
be
good. They're
back.
gonna have to cut it off.
I'll sift. No, it's fine.
No, they're gonna have to cut it off.
Stand at the water's edge, stretch out your arm, and drop your object into the inky black surface of the water.
I'm out.
You don't want to drop the cock.
No, I
You
can't
just
do
have
it.
you
I can't
gotta
do it.
Stand over the water and slowly get
I would have to,
softer.
like,
It
Yeah.
slips off.
I would have. Okay, all right.
Or
All
hump
right.
the water. No, if you're gonna say yeah,
Yeah.
All right.
just insert your penis.
The penis. Do
Do not look up. Instead, watch it hit the water. Your reflection may be barely visible depending on the darkness, but as the water laps and the object splashes, making waves, stare at your visage in the water. Think, let everything you wish to leave fill your mind, your friends, your family, your job, your reputation, everything you're escaping. As best you can, push those thoughts into your reflection as it distorts, and if you truly wish to leave, and trust me, he will know if you do not, you'll see the water become clear and undisturbed. The surface will turn still and glass-like, even the breeze will die. Wait several seconds before looking up. Chances are everything will be okay, but you should look up and see the boatman arriving into this world from another. You'll see horrors far beyond this world too, things that will break your mind. They mortals are not ever supposed to see. If you fulfill all the requirements up to this point, however, he will come to you. Depending on how much light there is, you may well hear him before you see him. You will hear the regular slap of his paddle into the water, slow and rhythmic, and the water swilling around as it pushes the boat through the glassy water. He will arrive in all black, hooded and robed. Don't try to see his face for whatever reason. He does not allow any to know his identity, and should they, he will take you somewhere much further away than you intend to go, somewhere from which none return, an eternal void. Enter his watercraft, a small wooden rowboat, old and damaged, but still just about staying afloat. You should sit upon its single wooden seat, and allow the boatman to row you into the darkness. As the boat moves, you'll soon see where, stretched out of view, there is something else. It will open up into an enormous expanse of open water. How far it truly stretches, I'm afraid I do not know. You will likely soon see the water become less water-like.
Great.
The boatman will light the small lamp on the stern, and by its small light you'll be able to see that the water is now thick and red. You may see pieces of gore floating amidst the water's surface, but pay no mind. You may even see a pale body floating in the surface, but certainly do not reach out to touch them, or pull them aboard, even if they look at you or beg for help.
Is it pudding?
It's
Is
pudding.
the water pudding?
It's not water.
It's pudding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's red pudding.
Okay.
Like a deep red pudding with
Alright.
like
Yeah.
body parts and living bodies.
Yeah.
I'm following.
Right. Should you do so, the very moment your fingers touch the water, or pudding, they will grab you. Those who have fallen victim to the puddings, they will be more than happy to drag you down and initiate you amongst their ranks. You will see their bony, skeletal hands, black gunk and weeds wrapped around their knuckles.
Bone hands.
Bonehand. Hashtag bonehand. And they will pull you in by your wrists, down into the murky depths. After a while, you'll begin to see it on the horizon, the ruined city. If it is more than an island upon the bloody sea, I'm afraid I cannot tell you one way or the other, but clearly used to be more than it now is. I've heard many theories on the city's origin. Some say it was once a grand city built by other dimensional beings that was met by calamity in the form of eternal darkness, an evil creeping darkness that infested the citizens. Some have said it was built by men, in a time long lost, that somehow found their way here before something made them disappear. Some say the citizens drowned themselves in the water, and that is why so many souls reside in the Crimson Tide. None I have spoken to have anything more than theories, so should anyone find any information, I'd love to hear it.
Well, yeah, I mean, no one comes back. It literally could be a lake full of pudding, and we
It's
would
a
be
pudding.
Could be.
none the
It's a-
wiser.
it's a
Can't,
ruined
like, swim
pudding
in
city.
pudding. The
We have this whole
viscosity.
thing figured out.
Yeah.
Does he have a number or an email address?
666.
It's your old pal Kron at gmail.com.
I'm gonna send this dude an email.
Whatever the case, the city now stands in the eternal dark, no sun in the sky, only a strange dim light that covers everything, allowing you to make out the buildings that reach into the sky as finger-like monoliths wrapped in fog. The architecture is modern, although it were made in the early 1900s, though stories of it come from before that era, so this is surely impossible. The boatman will guide you between the buildings, through the canals that extend throughout its streets, as if in place of roads. It is impossible to leap from the safety of the boat to these streets, and I have heard that some managed to wander through the buildings and make it back onto the boat before it left the city, and to become stuck there as a lost soul. They say that the buildings clearly contain electrical lighting and appliances, though it all fails to run when turned on. One man said he saw a light that spoke to him, infecting his mind with thoughts of leaping into the depths for safety. Another man even showed me a book he claimed he found in the city. Having read it, its 100 or so pages simply contain a repeat of one poem, over and over again, simply reading. Jack wished to become the sky, but the depths told him a lie. The lights wanted to save him, but they showed him their true name. Now Jack looks sad, and the depths call his name. The place is also filled with lost souls, people who have failed to make it back to the Boatman. You may well see them as you make your way through the canals, see them looking at you through windows and darting away. If you do see them, be on alert. They want nothing more than to escape, and there's only one space on that boat. Should any attempt to make it on board, the Boatman will take no note, and you'll have no choice than to wrestle them into the water, where they'll be dragged away, but be sure not to touch it yourself, of course. If you do make it through, you'll arrive at the heart of the city, a huge octagonal building, gargoyles looking out from it, the bloody water pouring from their mouths in which all canals meet. It appears to have once been intended for easy travel, but now the 20-meter or so wide pool at its heart was replaced by an enormous, ever-circling whirlpool. It will take hold of the boat and drag it down, spinning violently into its heart. When you are close enough to its heart, you will be able to look over the edge of the boat and see that the middle of the whirlpool drops into oblivion, disappearing into an abyss. The Boatman will stand, turn to you, reach out to you, his hands still covered by his robe, and throw you down into the heart. You'll fall down into the dark, the pinprick of light above disappearing, and surrounded by silence. When you come to, you'll find yourself somewhere else, far, far away from the start, with a home, money, and a job, a new identity, enough to start again. However, there's one more cost. When you awake, you'll be missing a finger. First will be the ring finger on your right hand. If you want another trip, next is your index finger, then your left ring finger. Should you have no fingers, you will accept other things. Toes, ears, tongues, eyes. But that's his toll. Flesh. Should you attempt to locate your family or friends, they will not recognize you, and will rapidly meet with a grisly end.
Great.
They will be found in pieces, like they were torn apart by some horrifying beast, or they perhaps burst, sending pieces of them flying. One man told me his mother was at the supermarket when she was found by another store customer, bits of her wildly hanging from the shelves and blood filling the aisle. She silently and instantaneously was shredded.
Yeah, totally jacked.
Yeah, she was ripped.
Continue.
This is the Boatman's ritual, and I seriously suggest you don't do this for a laugh or to test its accuracy. The Boatman will know if you are apprehensive. He always knows. But if you need to escape, the Boatman is more than willing for a price.
That's enlightening.
So it started off very like Charon, Boatman of the River Styx taking you to the afterlife thing. And then it hopped over to like Davy Jones' locker for a little bit, like don't get stuck in the underworld or else you'll be left behind. That's also like an Egyptian thing apparently.
And then it got sexy at the end.
And then it was like yeah.
It got really sexy towards the end.
Really sexy towards
when
the
they
end.
when he fell through the hole or whatever.
He showed him his heart.
I was like, whoa! And then he lost
saw
his
the
dick.
heart.
He chopped off his dick or whatever.
Yeah, finger.
Well, yeah, but
Flesh.
if you ride enough times,
Yeah,
he's
enough
gonna take your
times.
dick. What do you think is the ride number where he takes your dick?
69.
Nah, man, it's way sooner than that.
No, it's 69. He waits.
Way
He waits.
sooner than
He
that,
takes
dude.
way more
There aren't
inconvenient
even
cuts of meat.
69
And
things
he's
like attached to a
You're
person.
basically just
bro.
a dick and a brain by the time you get to it.
I was gonna
When
say
he, when he rides his
you'd have to be
this
there.
fucking boat for the 69th time, we are gonna lose our shit. This is gonna be so fucking funny.
So hypothetical. If I knew any of us that had like a missing digit or something, I would be a little like creeped out or something. But like, nah, I don't think I know anyone who's like missing pieces.
Yeah, Django only has 10 toes.
I thought he was gonna show me something scary, like he just lost his pinky toe.
That'd be
He
crazy.
just doesn't wash his feet.
Oh, that's cool.
It's pretty scary.
But yeah, I'm sitting here and I'm like, all right, so all that you do is you lose a finger, which you don't even like really remember, so therefore you don't even really deal with the pain. And he said it's like your right hand ring finger, right hand ring.
Yeah,
finger?
right hand ring.
All right,
finger
so you
first.
still got the shocker.
You still got the shocker.
You still got the
Sure.
shocker. you know, because that matters. And you all right? You okay?
You don't have to comment on everything.
So
there a
anyway,
fly?
Yeah,
Okay.
there was.
I'm sure.
so
So, okay, wait. It's just...
All
wait, hold on. Let me steer it back.
piece of gold, lake.
Yeah.
Stare at yourself as the water becomes placid, and then
Pudding-like
when
in its consistency.
Sure.
And then you
Jell-O-like.
you just teleport places, right? You don't go in time.
No, he's physically paddling a boat,
Right.
but the lake becomes a different body of water.
Right.
There's a point where it transitions into a different dimension of sorts, and by the end of it, yeah, you're swirling down a fucking giant whirlpool of death. There was a part where he was like, it would enter like WWE SmackDown if
Yeah, you had to wrestle him on
if
the
you
boat.
if you were in Davy Jones' locker and
Right.
someone wanted to take your spot. Part of
Which
me
is
was
fair.
like they described someone who had like jumped off and found a book and came back.
Yeah.
It's like, what if you jumped off and you came back and someone was sitting there and he's like, my spot now.
Then you got to wrestle him.
You gotta
And you
wrestle.
gotta wrestle him.
Yeah.
It's just I don't like those odds.
It's time to rumble. Or you could stay there. I mean, you could stay there.
I'd grab Charon by his stupid head and use him to beat the the skeletons off the boat.
That's fair. I would do it if it was dick first. If it's finger first, I don't want it. If it was dick first, I would definitely do it.
Okay, cool. I mean,
It's an interesting choice.
Yeah.
part of me wants to ask like if you're okay.
No, I'm good. I just really want to chop off my dick. I would do the ritual if it didn't give you anything. Like if you just woke up without a dick, I would do that ritual.
Part of me is like, dude, is something going on? Are you
Nothing.
transitioning?
No,
Like,
I'm not
what's-
transitioning. Nothing's going on.
Do you think you're trying to catch the next ride on Hail Bob?
No. I feel
Did you
very
join a
comfortable in my own
cult?
body. No, I just really don't need this dick. And I just am looking for a ritual that'll chop it off.
Get rid of it.
Just balls.
I just want to be stomach, balls. No distraction.
He tells me you want to piss on your balls for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I want it to be like a fountain. Like a stone inset at a fountain.
I'm so scared for you, man.
Why are you scared for me? I've wanted this for
It's
a long
what he
time.
wants.
Oh my god. You want to be a eunuch?
I just want the man
No, I
to
want
be
to keep
happy.
the balls.
That's the opposite.
Is it the opposite?
It's a reverse eunuch.
I thought eunuch meant they chop everything off.
They either take everything, but they at least take the balls.
My assumption was always everything.
Maybe they take everything, but they take the balls for sure.
I always thought the tube was gone too. To emasculate them. Anyway, that took a fucking turn. So Django does it because he wants his dick cut off, and I think Boatman takes one look at you and goes, "Yeah, sure, whatever." You know, like
That's exactly right.
he just looks at you and he shrugs,
Yeah, I would definitely do it.
and you're like,
Yeah. Yes. Dick is gone.
"Strawberry Shortcake, are you jumping on this boat?"
No. I am
Because
not.
I don't think I am either. Oh, Django.
I like all my digits more than I need to run away from anything.
Oh, see, that's kind of my point. Like, what I would do is maybe like go to like a mob and steal a ton of money, and go to like a casino and try to turn it into like millions of dollars, so I can pay them back and live, cash, rent free for the rest of my life.
Okay.
But part of me thinks that would never fucking work, and I would just lose all their money, and in that situation I would definitely need a boatman in my life. But the problem is I don't want to get my dick chopped off
It sounds
before
like
you
we
say
have,
anything.
So it sounds like we have one boat and two maybes.
No, I'm a no.
You guys are-
yeah, I'm gonna also
All right, so-
I'm gonna say no.
So for the listeners at home, we would all do this story as on average. If you average it,
Moving on.
yeah.
Oh moving on. Do you want to read or do you want me to read?
I want to fucking read a story.
Okay, man. You're looking at this list. What stands out to you the most? What do you want to do?
The fucking Bleak elementary school ritual.
Damn.
I thought you were going to do first.
It is one of the first ones that Strawberry Shortcake brought up when he saw the list, but I'm going to say fair game.
All right.
I'm going to say fair game.
Fuck him. He's not
because he had the ability to pick that one.
Yeah, he did. And
I just like elementary schools.
I'm not going to ask why.
That's fair.
I'm going to let that remain a mystery. I'm going to let Django take it away. This one is called the Bleak Elementary School Ritual.
I'm just a fair warning. I'm going to read this so spooky. There is an abandoned elementary school somewhere in New York where
Strawberry Shortcake.
if you perform a ritual, this ritual specifically, then you will be able to ask the soul of someone a single burning question. It could be anyone. They could be dead or they could even be alive, though dead is preferable. It ultimately doesn't matter. You just need to perform an illegal activity, bring a good offering, do a few steps, and voila! You have summoned a version of the person you wanted to talk to. Of course, it's not as simple as that.
Wait, we need to stop. Who are you asking for? In all of time and space, you can talk to one person. Who do you want to talk to?
Evander Holyfield.
I have no idea who the fuck that is.
And I would
the
say...
guy whose ear Mike Tyson bit off?
Hey, how can I do that but with my dick?
I have so many questions. The person
Of course, it's not as simple as that. If it were, then I assure you that a lot less people would end up missing or dead after trying to perform this ritual. But don't worry, I've been through this ritual multiple times before, and I've also guided a lot of people through before you.
Nice.
So I definitely can help you navigate this ritual without much trouble.
We're fucked.
Notice also that I did say version. See, you aren't going to be talking to the actual person, rather you'll be talking to a creature using the person's soul as a vessel.
I'm out.
It'll have the same appearance as them, the same thoughts and memories as them, but it isn't really them. What this creature is or how it got here in this school, I'm not entirely certain. If I had to guess, someone may have performed a ritual in the school and accidentally summoned it here. At least I'm fairly certain it was accidental, because I have no idea who would actually want a faceless entity wandering around this plane of existence and killing people who don't win its games.
Wait, how do you win this? All that I've seen so far is
questions at the end.
Question.
Yes, I did just say games. The entity will want to play one of two games with you before giving up the answer to your question. One is hide and seek.
I'm out.
While the other is poker.
I'm also out. I suck at poker.
I'm a hide.
Once the game has begun, you will be unable to leave the school by any means. What? Did you think the entity would just give you the answer and then introduce the possibility for you to leave without playing a game with it first? I mean, it's not exactly smart, but it isn't stupid either. Or you can play Mario Kart.
I would win then.
All that aside, though, this creature will tell you the absolute truth of the question you've so desperately wanted to ask. So if you're still willing to try and find the school and perform this little ritual, then please don't let any of this dissuade you. I'm positive that absolutely nothing will go wrong. Probably. Now, to do this ritual, you will need only one thing, and that is a piece of the person you want to commune with.
Done.
Now, you don't need to carve out a chunk of flesh or sever their hand from their body or their dick from their body, though you could definitely do that if you wanted to, the dick part, and I actually highly recommend doing that. However, if you're a bit squeamish about lugging body parts or chunks of flesh and bone with you, then a simple strand of hair will do just fine.
Django, give me a piece of your hair.
Though the bigger the piece of said person, the harder it is for this creature to actually harm you, to the point where it can't actually physically hurt you. So I would recommend again, sorry to press this point home,
Dick first.
the dick. I don't really know why it can't hurt you if you offer it an arm and a leg or a dick, but I know it has something to do with the devotion to the dark ones.
Yep, Dick.
Or
Dick is
something along
Dick
those
is gonna
lines.
get that thing very far away from
Oh,
you.
be warned, though. If your offering was enough to give you physical protection from this thing, then it will instead curse you if you lose. I'm not sure exactly how it can curse you, but I do know that I've had a particularly nasty bad luck streak ever since I failed my second run through this ritual. So bad, in fact, that I've actually almost died a couple of times since then. Hey, don't lose faith in me now. That thing got lucky. I was 1 minute away from winning. Regardless of what you now think of me, there are a couple of other things that I would recommend you bring alongside your offering. First recommendation, a protective relic. This will act as some added protection between you and the creature, essentially bolstering your offering's importance to the creature. Unfortunately, there is a catch to this. You need to bring a relic that relates to the person's belief. Say, for instance, you wanted to ask a high school crush who died in a car accident if they liked you and they happened to be a Catholic, then you would want to bring a cross or even a Bible. The Bible is much more practical if you plan on traveling a less than safe route to the school, but it offers less spiritual protection than a cross. Don't get any questioning looks now. Have you ever been smacked by one before? That thing hurts. If the person you're trying to commune with is a dirty atheist or agnostic, then unfortunately a protective relic will not help you.
You're a communist, right?
I am Che Guevara. This is how he talked.
I just want to ask Django all my questions, so I'm gonna summon him for my
Lastly,
ritual.
you might want to bring a candle. Why a candle?
Fuck candles, dude.
Well, this creature messes with any electronic light source to the point where most light from anything other than a candle is barely visible. I know. It's pitch black in that school and you'll probably want a light source, unless of course you're able to see in the dark. Now, I haven't met anyone with the capability to actually see clearly in the dark, and generally you don't want to be running around not knowing where you're going with what is essentially a monster chasing you after you, but hey, you do you, buddy.
I'm gonna bring a jar of fireflies.
10 million?
It's not bad.
Anyways, now that you have what you'll need to start the ritual, make your way to the school. It has a nice little playground with a bluish slide, yellow monkey bars. You'll know when you see it. Break one of the windows and enter the school. Doesn't matter which window you break, just break one. No, you can't go in through the front doors. They're made of marble and they're locked from the inside. Oh, and
Cool is this?
try not to cut yourself on the way in, because the last thing you
marble?
need is to be bleeding in the ritual room. There's a very good reason as to why that is, and I'll get to it later. If you did cut yourself, then just exit the school and come back another day when you're no longer bleeding. It's fine. You don't need to be here on a specific day. Any day will do. Now that you're in, make your way to room 169.
God damn it.
It's on the right wing of the school. The door's on the left side of the hallway. You should find yourself in a music room with a large mirror on the inside of the door. I say music room, but you won't find any instruments in there. It'll just be an empty room with a mirror being the only thing in there. This is the ritual room you're looking for. You know, I actually attended this school a long time ago before it got shut down. Man, brings back memories. Regardless, now that you're in your room with your offering, close the door. Once the door is closed, place the offering in front of the mirror and turn away from it. Then say, "Can I ask you a question?" Now, the amount of time you may wait may vary. It could take only a second for the thing to respond, or it might take about 10 seconds to respond. If you don't hear a response after 10 seconds, then I would normally say that it's already too late for you, but I did watch someone who attempted this last week actually dive out of one of the windows on the far side of the room. He was pretty messed up from the glass of the window, but he lived. Though, he never really was the same after that, constantly gibbering about how it tried to take him. I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't laugh, considering no one really saw him after that night. Actually, on second thought, it probably is too late for you. Ah, man, but that dude was an absolute scumbag. Seeing that look on his face and hearing him babble was priceless. As for why it could take a few seconds, the thing on the other side of the mirror is basically weighing your soul. If it deems you a particularly despicable person, then it will simply not respond to your question and try to take you, whatever that means. I digress. If you did hear a response, then it will have been in the voice of the person you want to talk to. Don't turn around yet, unless you actually want to die. Instead, wait for the voice to say, "You may, but in exchange, I want to play a game. Do you want to play?" In order to proceed,
Sounds exactly like that.
that's the voice.
That's
That's how they wrote it.
That's it. In order to proceed, you must now turn around and face the mirror. You will see the person. I was at that line for about 30 seconds in my head saying, what would be a funny voice? And then I got fucking nothing. You will see the person you want to ask the question to on the other side, sitting cross-legged at the center of the mirror, where your reflection would normally be. Respond to it by tapping on the glass. Once for yes, twice for no.
What? This is getting more complicated.
3 times a lady. I personally don't know what happens if you tap out no, but I doubt that whatever happens will be good for you. Okay, so basically just tap out yes. Fine, great. Think of tapping no out as you basically dragging a friend out of their house because you said that you need their help and then telling them that you didn't actually need their help. If you tap out yes, then the creature will tell you it wants to play either hide and seek or poker. Oh, you don't get to choose.
No.
Well, I'm out because I really suck at poker, guys.
If it says it wants to play hide and seek, then run. Don't stop until you're a good distance away from room 169, then quietly enter a room and hide. Depending on the person you chose to talk to, some spots are better than others, but I've noticed that the creature, no matter who it is, never bends down. Try to hide under a desk if you know that the person you wanted to ask the question to is over 4 feet tall, and it probably won't find you. In the event that it finds you, you'll likely die a slow and agonizing death. But if it finds you and your offering is good enough, then you will faint and wake up in the music room with some nasty curse on you. At this point, you've lost the game, and you are free to leave the school without it chasing you down. If you can manage to hide from it for a full hour, then it will scream out saying, I can't fucking find you. When this happens, carefully come out of your hiding spot and quietly make your way back to room 169. It may have immediate defeat, but it will still try to catch you on your way back to the room. If it says that it wants to play poker, then a deck of cards will appear in front of the creature, and it will deal out 2 cards to both of you and itself, and then place 3 cards in the middle of both your hands and its hand. The variant of the poker, wow, big sentence. The variant of poker you will be playing is Texas Hold'em. In order to continue, you must tap the mirror once to let the creature know that you wish to proceed to the next round until you make it to the end, where 5 cards are laid out between your 2 cards and the thing's 2 cards. This whole paragraph in this spooky story is just explaining the rules of Texas Hold'em. This is not good. To win, you must make a better hand than the creature. The same punishments are given out to you if you lose, depending on your offering. The hand rankings are, in order, high card,
I was gonna say,
pair,
does a straight beat a flush?
2 pair. Good lord. Now, in the event that you've won your game, the creature will stand up from its sitting position. At this point, you can ask it whatever your burning question was, within reason, of course, as it can only answer a question that the person knows the answer to. If you ask it something that it doesn't know the answer to, like, say, this week's lottery numbers, then it will simply say, it cannot answer that, and then vanish. If this happens to you, then congratulations for all your stress and anxiety over being killed, cursed, or worse. You have come away with literally nothing. However, if you do ask it something that it knows the answer to, then it will smile and truthfully tell you the answer in excruciating detail. Say, for instance, you ask this creature if the person you brought an offering for liked you, and they did in fact like you, perhaps a little too much. Then it will tell you that said person has been stalking you for the past month and a half because they were so infatuated with you and is likely planning to kidnap you in the near future. So yeah, be prepared for your answer when you ask your question. So it, like, exaggerates the answer?
I don't think it exaggerates the answer. I think it just tells you way too much about your answer.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
in
So it
all,
doesn't-
in all detail. Like,
So this person actually was stalking this person.
Yes.
Okay.
It wasn't like a monkey's paw thing.
Gotcha. You may now go out through whichever window you like. Not the front doors, though, for as powerful as the entity may be, it somehow cannot mess with the power of a man-made bolt keeping a set of marble doors shut.
Right.
As for the reason you don't want to summon the creature to impersonate someone who is alive, well, I did tell you that this thing uses the soul of a person you wanted to talk to, didn't I? Well, if the soul is still inside of a living being, then they either die or worse.
Damn it, I can't do Django anymore.
How could it be worse? Imagine living the rest of your life being trapped between 2 different worlds. Those worlds being the real one, where you have a dick, and the one that this creature lives in, where he also has a dick. You'll live in a constant state of fear, as that creature can still hurt and traumatize you, even if you aren't completely in its world. Now, I'm sure you're wondering why the hell I'm posting this here, on Facebook. Well, That's because this time, the thing wanted to play a game of cards with me, and I have a small cut on my finger, so small that I didn't even notice it. Why is that bad? It's because drawing any blood in the ritual room basically nullifies your protection against this thing, regardless of how big your offering was. So if you cut yourself, and you still went forward with the ritual, then you better be damn well sure that you'll win. The last 2 times I did this ritual, I knew I was safe. I literally offered an arm and a leg both times, but that was years ago. I've sent so many people here, so many people with hopes of contacting deceased loved ones and friends, while some unethically carved out chunks of meat from their neighbors or crushes. Most of them never made it out. Some did, but they became reclusive. They never really spoke to anyone after the crap they must have experienced. I wanted to play poker this time because it knows I'm too good at hiding from it now, and it wants me. The worst part? I have absolutely nothing for my hand, and it has a pair. A measly pair. I'm on the river now, with no hope of getting anything.
How does a pair rank versus other hands?
A pair is the worst hand you could have, other than a high card. That's not a joke. That's just an explanation of the hand rankings in Hold'em.
What's the worst hand you could have?
The worst hand you could have is if your thumb was all fucked up and it didn't work. I guess I just wanted to get that off my chest. It's been waiting for me to tap my finger on the glass for a while now. I just wanted to type this out before it kills me. I'm not entirely sure what happens if you lose to it after you've bled in the room. I really hope it only kills me.
Alright, so we're now realizing some of these are better than others.
Texas Hold'em.
Is.
So I'm not good at poker, so like I'm out. But also, like, I don't think there's anyone dead that I really really want to talk to the point where I'd risk my fucking life. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, especially you only get like one question, and if they don't know it, then they don't know it.
Yeah, it has to be like a really interesting fucking like, the only thing I could see myself asking is like, if it somehow benefited me. Like, what if I, like, contacted, like, a well-known, like... What if I had contacted, like, D.B. Cooper? And I was like, where'd you put the fucking money, dude?
But you need to find, like, a piece of his body to do it.
Fuck, you're right. That's the other part.
Yeah.
And no one knows who D.B. Cooper is.
No, is that right? No, you don't need... You don't need the corresponding chunk, do you?
Yeah, you need a piece of that.
It said
What
if,
the
if
fuck?
You, it said you could get just a piece of hair, but it's not going to be a great offering should you get caught.
It's a bit loopholey.
It is a bit loopholey.
Well, I'm thinking, so what about Jesus? Because every time they do, like, the communion and stuff, they're like, this is Jesus' body. This is the body of Christ. So you get a piece of his body. You can ask him, like, were you actually legit? Because what if the whole thing was just a big prank?
Well, I mean, it definitely was just some Middle Eastern to African guy walking around, and he was probably really nice to a lot of people, and people just wanted to write stories about how great he was, but they just got exaggerated over time.
I would 100% summon Jesus and just fuck with him the whole time.
God damn it.
You got one question, though.
No. I wouldn't do a question. I wouldn't ask the question. I'd be like,
I'm thinking.
Here's a Game Boy. And he'd be like,
what is this?
And then I would be like, here's a television. Fuck you, Jesus. And I would like shove it.
You also got to remember that it's not actually Jesus.
Well, but
it's like a monster wearing Jesus' skin.
Yeah. He is Jesus' soul.
Kinda, yeah.
Can you use any part of the person you're trying to contact?
Yes, you can. The bigger the part, the better your connection.
I would say that I'm in for this ritual.
All right.
I don't know how.
What are you doing?
Feel.
I don't think there's anyone I care enough about who's dead to be like, tell me this.
Okay, so I would cut off my dick, but hold on. Can I? No.
And get your own soul sucked into it?
I would, yeah, exactly.
Talk about loophole.
I would summon myself, and I would just give myself little kisses. Little sweet little kisses. I would just see myself.
Okay. All right.
But, so
I thought it was going to be serious.
Do you know if your soul would pick hide and seek or poker? Probably poker.
Yeah, my soul would pick poker. Yeah, for sure.
You got a 50-50 shot.
And it would sit there explaining the
hands are high pair, 2 pair, 3 pair.
And you're just nodding.
4 pair.
Yeah, yeah.
4 pair?
Yeah, it's a really powerful poke around.
Oh, shit, dude. Okay, well, now it's my fucking turn. And I don't know if we're gonna do all of these in one episode because we're already at 50 minutes and we haven't even done half. We're probably only gonna read 2 stories, but I'm still gonna let you guys pick whatever you want to read.
Okay.
All right.
Something, I almost have to read this one.
Do it.
Staircase.
Do it.
And that's just because everyone who's listening to this shit right now, literally everyone, even the people in this room,
Is jacking off.
He's like,
No,
staircases are always safe.
you know that I love me some staircases.
Do people listen to your show and masturbate?
I'm gonna keep talking about the podcast that we're currently recording, and I'm gonna pretend you didn't
if
ask
you are
that.
listening to this and you're currently flicking your bean or you're jerking the gherkin,
Jerking the gherkin.
can you contact me on WeChat?
Great.
I just want to know.
I'm sure someone somewhere has been has had this just like on in the background
right. Well, they're
while
doing-
they've been either fucking or touching themselves.
That's so cool.
If you think okay,
I think
There could
that's
be
so
a
cool.
child conceived to this podcast.
I'm gonna need to.
To this episode.
I'm gonna need to Chris Hansen you and say, let's take a seat. All right, so I'm gonna read. My choice is the staircase ritual, and that's just because we all got stairs. It's
I
like
have stairs. I have
there's
stairs
stairs. There's stairs everywhere, guys.
I replaced them with that.
So anyone
Okay. Well,
can
he doesn't.
fuck off.
So Shortcake doesn't have
anyone,
stairs.
anyone can do this because y'all got stairs. Anywho,
Stairs.
everybody's got stairs. Your dad's got stairs. Your grandma's got stairs.
Unless you have
Your
escalators.
neighbor has stairs. God damn it! Don't do this in a mall. Okay, do this somewhere where there's stairs, like out in the woods.
It's usually
Anyway.
stairs in the mall. Well, malls have stairs.
Yeah, they do. If you're reading this, it's likely because you're at your wit's end, and I fucking am. You've been watching too many scary movies, or maybe you've read a few too many creepypastas. Or perhaps you've just been left alone with your own thoughts for far too long. You keep hearing suspicious noises. You're not sure, but you think that shadow in the corner just moved. Or you just feel a presence other than your own and you've become uneasy. At this point, you just want to know. You just want to know for absolutely sure. Is there something in your house? Should you be worried about it? Oh my god, this is like digging into my like high brain anxiety at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Should
Is
you
there
be
someone
worried
in your house?
Is there
Captain Jack?
some? Yeah, my brother. Okay, never mind. I remember.
Also, Strawberry Django.
Strawberry Django. What's going to happen to you if you succumb to your desire to close your eyes and go to sleep?
Philip Shortcake.
Well, at that point, I just say, I hope they come down and kill me. If they're here. Because if they try to do that, I sleep with a samurai sword next to my bed. And you know that I'll probably get killed trying to defend myself with a samurai sword.
I thought my roommate was in my room last night.
You have a roommate?
Yeah. It's a recent thing.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah, you told me about this guy.
Yeah, I just want to give him little kisses.
Yeah? This is a shout out to that roommate.
Yeah.
Great.
How's he doing?
He's dead.
Nice.
Well, you've come to the right place. If you really want to know, I will now delegate to you the first of many methods. This ritual is designed to detect the activity of the supernatural, demonic, and or worse. And here's what you'll need. Big old staircase. Preferably one with 12 or 13 stairs. There's no landings in between. There's fucking stairs. Fucking count them. Count them as you go up. But you can do it up to 16. It is highly inadvisable that you use a staircase with 17 or more, or a staircase with 11 or less. It needs to be between 12 to 16
If you are
steps.
thinking of using a staircase with 11 steps,
You are fucked.
go fuck yourself. You are an
Real-
idiot.
The whole
Get out.
hand grenade moment there.
You will also need a small portable fan. It's suggested one that runs on battery, and if you have one, you can use a fire puffer as an alternative. Why would you carry one of those?
What is
doesn't
that?
make
What is
one of
that?
those
A fire puffer?
one of those things that stokes
bellows?
fires. Yeah. Yeah, why would you carry that?
I have a bellows with me at all times.
3, a cup of water. 4, a jar of dirt, Johnny Depp style. 5, a candle. I don't even have hands for all these anymore. I'm gonna need a fanny pack. Make sure it's one that will not burn out easily and something to light it with. So now I need a fucking lighter, which isn't even given a number.
It might be your own.
It's definitely not. Like, look at how long.
It's not
The rest of the story is just gonna be a fucking list. It's gonna be like number 55, breakfast cereal. Number
recipe.
Number 62, an orangutan.
This whole
Number
blog post is a
69,
fucking
Django's
recipe.
dick.
Yeah, Django's dick.
Hey, yeah.
A picture. Number 6 is a picture of your house, or whatever stood in the place of your house from as far back as you can get it. 7, a picture of your house as it is now. 8, a pair of dice. 9, 2 watches or small clocks, preferably analog, but if you only have digital, that's okay, Django. 10, a food offering. It must be animal product.
Why?
Because the ghost that's going to be chasing you
Get hungry.
is not vegan.
Vegans don't apply.
11, a mirror. How am I supposed to carry a mirror up a staircase when I got all this other shit in my hand?
Backpack.
If you are thinking about using a staircase with 17 stairs,
Go fuck yourself.
you need to fucking
12, a handful of ash. 13, a few dust bunnies. 14, a bug or another living or easily overpowered creature like a small dog. 15, something from your body like your dick. Django, you piece of shit. 16, some iodized salt or sea salt. 17, a weapon, preferably one made of silver. Gotcha with my fucking samurai sword. To begin, you will want to prepare the stairs. You must be aware of the exact time that you begin this ritual, and you must begin during the afternoon, as the entire ritual must be completed during the PM hours. If you have 12 or 13 stairs, you will start by standing on the bottom landing. If you have more than that, then stand on the bottom stair and place the first item on the next stair. And from here recite, "It is from here whenceforth I shall commence."
If you have less than that, you have made a
Shit.
horrible
Eat
mistake.
shit and die.
You're fucked.
On the first stair, place a small fan, but don't turn it on. If you're using a fire puffer, fill it up with air, but don't puff it out. Place it on the stair instead of the fan. As you do so, recite, "Here is the air that mortal breathes." On the second stair, place the glass of water, and as you do so, recite, "Here is the water that mortal drinks." And on the third stair, place a handful of dirt, jar full of dirt. Try to spread it wide, and as you do so, recite, "Here is the earth on which mortal stands." And on the fourth stair, you place the candle, but you don't light it, you piece of shit. You leave whatever you intend to light the candle with next to it. And as you do, you recite, "Here is the fire that burns mortals' hands." Shit. And on the fifth stair, you place a picture of your house from the past, and you recite, "Here is the time that has come to pass." And on the sixth stair, you place a picture of your house as it is now. You roll a dice beside it, and you try to get fucking, what's Yahtzee? Pray that it does not come up as a high number, you get some low number Yahtzee. And as you do so, recite, "Here is the present, and the die are cast." And on the seventh stair, place one of your watches, and as you do so, here comes the future. The time ticks by now. And on the eighth stair, you place your food offering, and as you do so, here is the offering for Devil's Mouth. On the ninth stair, place the mirror, and as you do so, recite, "Here is my image in God's likeness, I trust." Regardless of whether you are Christian or religious at all, you must also recite this line as it is phrased here without any substitution, hesitance, or reservations. On the 10th stair, place the ashes and then the dust bunnies. As you do so, recite, "Here is mortality, ashes and dust." On the 11th stair, place your bug, or your your fucking Yorkie. Make sure it cannot get away. It must be alive, and as you do so, recite, "Here is a life I present unto thee." Never mind, that's mean. On the 12th and final stair, place the thing from your body, aka Django's dick, and here is the essence extracted from me. Then you step onto the top landing or the final stair and you turn around. Draw a line of salt across the edge of the stair landing and say, "No further than here." Now, leave your objects overnight. On this night, you should not notice anything suspicious or concerning. And if you do, abort the ritual by putting a circle of salt around each item and around your bed, as well as anyone else's bed in your house.
A lot of salt.
Leave them for the night, and then remove the items the following morning. You must completely obliterate them all. If you do not notice anything suspicious or concerning and are able to get a good night's sleep without any nightmares, without waking up until daybreak, the ritual is officially in effect, and whenever you wish to, you may complete it. It will remain in effect for as long as all the items remain on the stairs. However, none of the items should be allowed to fall from their stair or to overlap into the other stairs. Do not allow the salt, dirt, or the ashes and dust to spill over onto another stair. If you must, keep them in a container of some sort. The water must remain in open air, so be careful not to spill any of it. Do not leave anything besides these items on your stairs. In performing this ritual, you must have banished any supernatural or demonic beings in your house to the first floor, and they must get past the 12 curses you have set on your stairs before they can get to you. Fucking curses. Believe me when I say, if they didn't already despise you, they will now. Refrain from making unnecessary trips up and down the stairs after sundown, as this weakens the curse. Depending on how strong your supernatural and demonic senses are, or demonic beings are, these curses might not hold more than a couple of nights. As soon as you start to notice even the most subtly peculiar activity, immediately consider completing the ritual. This ritual cannot be reinforced by repeating it. If you sleep on the first floor, do the ritual backwards, starting from the top of the stairs instead of the bottom. All the same rules apply. If you don't have stairs in your house, you can do the same ritual in a long hallway, as long as you can clearly see the 12 divisions. You may mark them with tape, lines of salt, so now you don't even need stairs anymore.
Just all salt.
You fucks, which will create a strong
Okay,
barrier.
you fuck.
Or a pencil, if you can place a long, thin piece of wood at regular intervals down a hallway. All the rules apply. Don't perform the ritual in a room. Don't perform the ritual outside. Don't perform the ritual in any small enclosed space, such as a tent or a car, if it's even possible for you to do that. So, to complete the ritual, it is advisable that you evacuate everyone from your house. Have them stay for the night in a hotel or something. You must do this alone. Standing in the exact place where you recited, "It is from here, henceforth I shall commence," at exactly the same time when you originally recited this line when you initiated the ritual. Make sure you have your weapon in hand. You must stand there for the first hour. You must not move or be moved. Your feet must remain planted in place. And you know what that reminds me of right now? That reminds me of Survivor. As soon as the first hour ends, step onto the star. Step onto the star with the fan. And you turn it on as quickly as possible. Let it run across the stair. If you use the puffer, puff out the air that was inside it. Do not move from the stair for the entirety of the second hour. Jesus Christ, we're gonna have to read 16
hours.
16 more fucking stairs. Stand facing the top of the stairs. Do not under any circumstances turn around or look behind you. As soon as the second hour ends, step into the stair with a cup of water and leave the fan running or make sure there's no air in the puffer. Drink the entire glass of water as quickly as possible. Do not move from the stair for the entirety of the third hour. Stand facing the top of the stairs. Do not, under any circumstance, turn around or look behind you. As soon as the third hour ends, step onto the stair with the dirt. Your feet must both be within the pile of dirt that you threw on the stair. If you put the dirt in a container, dump it out onto the stair as wide as possible to give yourself more space to stand on. Do not move from the stair for the entirety of the 4th hour. Stand facing the top of the stairs. Do not, under any circumstance, turn around or look behind you. As soon as the 4th hour ends, you step onto the stair with the candle on it, and you light it. You may stand beside it or hold it up to your face. Make sure it does not go out. Do not move from the stair for the entirety of the 5th hour. Stand facing the top of the stairs. Do not, under any circumstances, turn around or look behind you. As soon as the 5th hour ends, step onto the stair with the picture from long ago. Without turning around, you must use the candle from the last stair to burn the picture. Do not blow out the flame until the picture has been turned into ash, or at least until you cannot tell what the picture is of anymore. Do not move from the stair for the entirety of the 6th hour. Stand facing the top of the stairs. Do not move under circumstances to turn around or look behind you. As soon as the 6th hour ends, step onto the stair with the picture of the present day. You must rip this picture as many times as the dice indicated without letting it fall apart. Do not move from the stair for the entirety of the 7th hour. Stand facing the top of the stairs, and do not, under any circumstances, turn around or look behind you. As soon as the 7th hour ends, step onto the stair with the watch or small clock. You must turn the clock forward as many hours as the number on the dice. Do not turn it back to achieve the same number. Do not move from the stair for the entirety of the 8th hour. Stand facing the top of the stairs. Do not, under any circumstances, turn around and look behind you. As soon as the 8th hour ends, step onto the stair with the food offering. It may have been there for a few days, so hopefully it hasn't gone too bad. You gotta take a bite of it, and you gotta swallow. You gotta eat it as if it was delicious, even if it's disgusting. Do not move from the stair for the entirety of the 9th hour. Stand facing the stairs. Do not, under any circumstances, turn around and look behind you. As soon as the 9th hour ends, step onto the stair with a mirror. Look into the mirror and look only at your face. Do not try to use the mirror to look behind you. That's so hard, though. Do matter what you see in the mirror, as you must not look away. Do not move from the stair for the entirety of the 10th hour. Stand facing the top of the stairs. Do not, under any circumstances, turn around or look behind you. As soon as the 10th hour ends, smash the mirror, step onto the stair with the ashes and dust. You must drop a drop of blood onto them. It must be your blood, and it must be fresh. Do not move from the stair for the entirety of the hour. Stand facing the top stairs. Do not, under any circumstances, turn around or look behind you. And as soon as the 11th hour ends, step onto the stair with the bug. Kill the bug. Do not move from the stair for the... Nope, the puppy's gone. I realized you're going to have to kill whatever's there. And it's 12th hour. It's top of the stairs. Circumstances
turn around and look behind you.
As soon as 12th hour ends, step onto the stair with the thing from your body, aka Django's dick, and you gotta swallow it whole.
You must swallow it whole.
It shouldn't be hard.
It's pretty hard.
You must wash it down. You must not wash it down with anything. Do not move from the stair for the entirety of the 13th hour. Stand facing the top of the stairs. Do not, under any circumstances, turn around and look behind you. As soon as the 13th and final hour ends, step onto the place where you were sighted, no further than here, and make sure you have your weapon in hand. Turn around and brace yourself. Good luck.
I have a question.
Yeah, I don't have an answer, but I mean, go for
What
it.
if you have 11 steps?
So,
I think you were on the bottom and the top landing.
so
At the same time.
Well,
So
they
you just
were
kind of
included.
spread your legs like super
What?
long.
Well, no, you're not standing.
Straddle
above
the
same
entire
time.
steps, you're saying. Okay.
the funny thing
Yeah,
about
yeah.
that story was it was called the staircase ritual, and then about 50% through reading it, it said, "Never mind, you don't need stairs." So, that's okay.
Lines of salt.
And here's what I'll say, right? Here's what I'll say at the end of the day. I don't know why you're doing any of these things. Did they even say what you win when you're done doing this? Or
I
did
think
they
just-
literally just say, do this?
For those couple hours, your demons were held back.
But what does
But
that
are they already
mean?
chasing you, or yeah, I don't
My
know.
thing is, like, wouldn't you want to gain something from this? Like luck?
Yeah, it did
or
seem like
clarity?
it seems like we're steadily lowering in reward.
Yeah, the cons are very
Well,
outweigh
I
the
mean,
pros.
we've realized in other episodes that sometimes there is no, like, reward. Sometimes it's just, like...
You're braver than you were before because you did this dumb shit.
Or to test the barriers of reality.
Sure.
Because, like, what if by the time you actually reach the third step, you feel like there is a presence, like, behind you, and it starts to, like, grow and feel it,
I would
you
be
know?
on my phone after probably 12 minutes. I would be on the first step, and I'd be like, haven't checked Tinder in a while. And I
It
would
did say that all that you had to
would
do was
die.
face that direction. So, like, as long as you're just, like, looking forward, I guess you just
you just
hold
play
whatever
Pokemon.
you need to
You just
do.
play Pokemon for 12 hours. Yeah. That's fine. That's fine.
I was telling myself that I'd probably just fall asleep. Because I've fallen asleep standing up before.
How, though? On
I would-
stairs, you would fall backward.
No, I
You
don't
would hurt
think so.
yourself.
I don't think so.
All right.
I could fall asleep standing up.
All right.
I think what I would do is I would go. I wouldn't, not like full REM. I'm just saying, like, I think I'd zone
This
out.
one
so
goes out to the one I love.
All right. Anyway, so Django.
This one
goes out to the
one
stairs I've left behind.
So Django, are you doing staircase ritual?
Simple thoughts.
So anyway, he would
to
die.
occupy my time.
He would die probably.
This one, I would cut off my dick.
He would.
There you
But I mean,
go.
that's one of the steps.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
one of the. Then you have to eat it though.
Then it's a part of
Strawberry
you again.
Shortcake.
No.
Strawberry.
The rewards have gotten shittier and shittier.
You're the tiebreak. Death.
Yeah, I'm gonna level with you. I don't think I'm doing this.
All right. So far we're 3 for 3. We would all do the rituals.
Okay.
Don't need a staircase.
Strawberry Shortcake. I'm gonna let you pick one more. Whatever you're feeling, go for it.
Can I pause to pee real quick?
You can absolutely pause to pee.
Fire!
God damn it.
I think it's beautiful. I think it's perfect.
It's gone some places, let me tell you. It's been a while since you and I did a funny and not at all serious episode.
It has been a while. I missed it.
Yeah, what are you after?
I'll take the tunnel game.
After
Or are you
Boatman.
talking-
Oh no, I was very interested in someone reading the tunnel game. I feel like this is
Hot dog.
I feel like this is like a Japanese thing.
Tanuru.
Because I feel like okay.
I'm sorry.
No, that was accurate, if anything.
All right.
What I'm gonna say is there's a really cool episode of Mob Psycho about people like daring each other to go down a long and spooky tunnel. And part of me thought of that when I thought of this title, so I was hoping someone would read this. Tanuru. Oh, okay. This is more of a literal one.
It's one of the most dangerous games in the world.
That it is. Take it away, Strawberry Shortcake.
The tunnel game. The tunnel game is one of the most dangerous games in the world. Its rewards are limitless.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, see that one I'm already more
Right
on
off-
board
right off-
because
Right
the
off the bat.
rewards are limitless.
Don't
Right off
need to
the
read
bat,
anymore.
already
Yeah.
getting my Tony Hawk
Done
Pro
deal.
Skater.
But losing the game, gives you a predicament worse than death itself.
All right, I'm out.
The game is most commonly played in underground tunnels, such as sewers or subway stations, but some requirements still need to be met. Requirement 1, a tunnel system. The specifics are discussed in the next section. Requirement 2, a flashlight. Shouldn't be too bright as this could impact the game, but it also shouldn't be too dim, so like a jar of fireflies. Requirement number 3, a container of mint leaves, at least 500 grams.
10,000?
Which,
Yep, 500 grams.
yeah.
Mint leaves.
So, which I already have on hand all the time, because you know me, I'm a mojito man.
Yeah.
So,
You've drank about 7 mojitos while we've been recording this.
Right.
Yeah.
Call me Mojito Joe.
Yep.
Yep.
Choosing the right tunnels. The best possible location for the game needs to be chosen or the game won't work and your time will be wasted. Ideally, you would want to find a tunnel system that's been abandoned, but a place that doesn't have people inside works. What?
But a place that doesn't have
Yes,
people
yes,
inside
okay.
works well.
But a place that doesn't have people inside works well. A brightly lit, busy tunnel seems like a main subway system is not a suitable location for the game. It will take some time to find the right tunnel system, but don't rush the search, as the suitability of your location may impact how your game goes. Some other basic requirements that the tunnel system should meet. It should be large. Old sewage systems work well for this, but abandoned railway systems are ideal. It should be underground. Avoid mines. They are not worth the trouble they will give you. Make sure it does not have any working lights. This will help avoid confusion later in the game. There's a lot of criteria to meet when searching for the potential tunnel systems, so expect to travel far if you want to find the best location possible.
I honestly can't even think of any.
What about that old tunnel system?
Oh, that
right underneath your
the
house.
old tunnel system
Yeah.
beneath my
Yeah.
house?
Yeah,
Underground
the one-
Railroad.
Why didn't
the-
I think of
the
that?
trapdoor is right here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Old H-tubs.
Oh,
Other than that one, I can't think of any good candidates.
okay.
I did almost forget that this place is built on top of the Underground Railroad.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's why
That
they named
is-
it.
Mental preparation. The tunnel game is hard and dangerous, like Django's dick.
Like, yeah.
Whoa.
You need to have a really good reason to play, because going into the game otherwise is a stupid choice. If you're looking for a thrill, look somewhere else. Only a strong passion or desire can get one through this game, and still the success chances are incredibly low.
I think it was Desiree, but that's fine.
Strong passion or Desiree can
Yeah,
get you
well-
through this game.
Desiree is like an instant win.
Yeah, if
Desiree
you
with
bring
you,
her along.
Like you win, yeah.
I know these tunnels.
Yeah.
Just carries you
She
through.
knows those tunnels, dude.
Get on my back.
I'm just waiting to see what's chasing you in these tunnels or something, because it's just gonna be
Desiree.
like Desiree will fuck them up. Dude.
Desiree is not fucking scared.
Any player who wins the tunnel game gets to make one wish.
Yo, any wish?
Any wish.
Here we go.
Like frogs.
What?
A wish without limits that will be granted as soon as you leave the tunnel system.
It's like a couple frogs.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh, careful though, one wish. This is why it's always recommended that you have a strong desire or Desiree for something before you play the game, and keep that in your mind throughout the progress of the game. Like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Now moving on to
Sorry, back up.
expectations for the game.
Sorry, back up.
Sorry, back up.
Have you not seen Ghostbusters? Of course you
Yeah.
haven't.
No, I know that
I was
the
gonna
marshmallow's big, and he's
Well,
scary.
they had to keep everything out of their mind, and then the first thing they would think of was what Zool or whatever would come
It
back
is Zool.
as. Yeah.
Oh, is that why it's a marshmallow?
Yeah, 'cause-
I haven't seen the movie.
of course you didn't.
I hate you
Yeah.
so much.
There is no Django, only Zool. Any hoozle. Now moving on to expectations for the game. The game will be an extremely traumatizing experience that could potentially scar you forever.
Great.
Expect to face extreme danger and your worst fears before you play this game.
Yeah.
Expect to face extreme danger and your worst fears before you play this game, as that is exactly what will lurk at the edge of the beam of light your torch emits.
But the things I'm like scared of and my worst fears are like all metaphysical things. Not like literal at all.
Sure.
So I would probably just see nothing.
You would see a void. Yeah.
I would see, oh, that's even worse. Okay, never mind. That's
Like it would just
terrifying.
absorb your light right
Yeah.
into it.
Okay. That's gross. Never mind, that's scary again.
Make sure you are well versed in the layout of your tunnel system and know exactly where you are at all times.
I would see myself with a dick.
You were sitting on that one for a little bit, weren't you? Oh shit. My one wish is to ask Django why he hates his dick so much.
Great.
During the games, the tunnels may change and warp around you. Prepare yourself by studying a map of the tunnel system beforehand and bringing a compass. It will help you for as long as it keeps working. Physical preparation. If you start to lose your breath after jogging for 2 seconds, it's highly recommended to pass this game. You might be chased, you might be thrown, the tunnel might suddenly get really cold or really hot. You need to be able to survive. Like that show? So if camping in the backyard gets you worked up, you simply won't be able to survive. Bring first aid and know how to treat common injuries. It'll help you heaps in this game. So, you've met all the criteria, and you're now in front of the tunnel, ready to play. If you made it this far into the guide without wanting to turn back and click on something else, I commend you. You've probably found your tunnel now, and you've got all your supplies together. Hopefully double and triple check that you've brought those mint leaves. Now you're standing in front of the entrance. Does it lead to a subway that hasn't seen movement for 50 years? Or is it some old drainage system that has been long abandoned by time itself? In both scenarios, as you walk down into the underground tunnels, you'll see the same things. Shadows lingering at the edge of the beam your flashlight creates, and the thick darkness failing to betray the true end of the tunnel. Begin to throw single mint leaves behind you every couple steps. This is to ensure that you keep tracking your path. Yes, I hear you. You've studied your map extensively and even brought a small copy with you. The compass in your pocket is also going to help you direct yourself, but trust me when I say this. The moment the true game starts, the map will suddenly be wrong, tunnels will not appear where they should have been, and you will find yourself in a system that ridicules the supposedly accurate map you brought.
I wouldn't even bring it at that point then. Because then it's a crutch only meant to trick you at some point.
Mm-hmm. But that's where the mint leaves come in. Why mint? Nothing else seems to stay. The tunnel will change behind you, and any other marker you leave won't remain where you left it, but for some reason mint leaves are immovable. So you keep walking down this tunnel, throwing a mint leaf behind you every few steps, and getting used to the eeriness of it all.
Tunnel's real self-conscious about how its breath smells.
Oh, is that it?
That's exactly it.
Oh.
It isn't so bad now that you've been walking for quite some time. Your eyes have adjusted to the dark, and random shadows don't make you jump anymore. The game will make you relax like this. It'll make you feel like you're safe, comfortable even, and then all of a sudden it'll punch you in the face.
Great.
You'll soon pass through what feels like a wall of cold. The tunnel will suddenly go from room temperature to freezing cold. The smart player would have brought in some sort of jacket. Wear it now. Before you continue though, stop. Look behind you at the trail of mint leaves. This is your final chance to leave the game, and if you decide to continue beyond this, you will cross a point of no return. Let's say you keep walking. Whatever desire it is that you wish to seek by playing this game, it overpowers you and keeps you moving. Now the game will truly begin to play with your mind.
I really need to figure out why Django wants to chop his dick off.
I would keep going into the tunnel.
Yeah, you gotta know.
You have to.
I have to know.
You'll start to hear whispers.
Chop my dick off.
But they won't make any sense. And the moment you pause
You're
and
right,
notice them, they'll go away. They'll go away only to come back again when you forget about them and start walking.
Still want to chop my dick off.
Why though?
You'll begin to wonder if you're hallucinating, and in this vulnerable state, the shadows around you will start to move. You'll see
Just you without a dick just going like this.
You'll see quick, jerky movements at the edges of your flashlight, only to erratically move it and try to follow the source, but to find nothing.
Stop moving all jerky without your dick.
This won't happen all at once or in a short period of time. It'll happen slowly. Bit by bit, the intensity will ramp up and then completely stop. Then it'll start again. The game is attempting to weaken you, to make you crack so you can start running back, and when you do, it'll consume you. The only way out is to keep walking and push against it. The cold will disappear and the tunnel will start to get hot. You'll find yourself taking your jacket off. The whispers and the shadows will go away, but the heat will continue to increase, degree by degree. It will begin to get very hot to the point where sweat is dripping down your face, and even then, as you keep walking, the temperature will increase. Your body will begin to feel like it's melting. Drink as much water as you can and keep walking. The heat will soon stop, and it will get comfortably cold again once you walk into the room. You won't notice you've walked into the room until the temperature changes. At this point, it's still pitch black, and the flashlight is your only guide. Do not spend too long in the room. You may see things that tempt you to stay, but you must move on. Don't believe in anything you see in the room. It is all a facade created to distract you. Keep walking in a straight line, and you'll see a hallway on the opposite side. Walk into the hallway. If you've made it this far, you're most likely mentally and physically exhausted. Even those who make it to this point quickly fail soon after, because all the fight and drive that was left in them is depleted. Let's just say you're still feeling alright, and you're determined to make it to the end of the game, because you really need to know, why does Django hate his dick so much? Not that you have any other choice at this point, really. Keep walking, and you'll notice the hallway begin to get narrower and shorter. It'll take some time for it to hit you, but when it does, you'll be crouching. At the same time, you'll feel something breathing down your neck and hear footsteps around you. Behind you. Slow, steady, and repetitive, increasing ever so slightly in speed. Move as quickly as you can through this cramped hallway before the footsteps catch up to you. The hallway will continue to get tighter and tighter until it feels like it's molded to your body. Use your hands and feet and legs, whatever it takes, to keep moving as fast as you can before the steps catch up to you. It's best you turn off your flashlight to avoid confusion at this point. As you keep squeezing, you'll notice to your left or right a vast open doorway. Your mind and the utter claustrophobic pressure on your body will urge you to enter the doorway. Many report seeing lights and other indicators that the space beyond the doorway is out in the open and freeing. This is where many fail. They forever trap themselves in the tunnel game. Ignore it all. Close your eyes if you have to and keep on moving. You'll have to start holding your breath to fit into the tunnel now. Move fast enough and you won't have to do it any longer. The hallway will then open up again, and you'll be allowed to breathe. The footsteps and presence behind you will vanish. Don't stop here too long, or something will grab you from behind. You'll finally walk into a vast open room with a brightly burning entity in the center. Do not look directly at it. The urge to look will overpower your body, but you must keep your head down. Hold your head in place with your hands if you have to. It will ask you to make your wish.
God titties, like Dark Souls.
It will ask you to make your wish. Speak loudly and clearly whatever it is that you want, and it shall be granted. You want to speak your wish?
I just really want, when I was walking through that room, I saw all these images of Django, sitting down with me, hanging out, and he was just like, "Oh yeah, man, we're such close friends. I gotta tell you something. I gotta tell you about my deepest and most darkest intention with my genitals." And I'm always just like, "Oh, I want, I'm right there. I'm right at the cusp of getting that answer." Mm-hmm. And then it just fades away into mist. I need to figure out why Django wants to chop his stick off.
In a split second, you'll feel yourself disintegrating painlessly, only to find yourself in front of the entrance to whatever place you chose again. The only reminder of your visit that's left will be the mint leaves, which will begin to burn away as soon as you turn around and walk out. The above write-up was sent to me in a strange email. The address is untraceable.
Huh. That's some sneaky clickbait.
That's some creepy shit, man.
That's some
untraceable address, bro.
It is. They used a VPN.
This week's episode is brought to you by Surfshark.
So, was it chainmail?
Man.
Chainmail. This was a chainmail in the
whole
early
time,
90s.
Chainmail.
Yeah. It's like, you want a wish that'll come true? Go find some tunnels and fucking get lost, you loser.
You know Desiree?
Desiree? Bring her with you.
Yeah, bro.
This is a fun one because this one reminds me of the 11 Miles, which is a different story I read on a different episode with someone else. The idea is that you're promised whatever you want, like whatever you're thinking about, at the end of driving an 11 mile straightaway. Mm-hmm. But the experience starts to bug, it starts to bug you. There's someone in the back seat for 1 mile, and you can't turn around and look at it or else you'll fly off the road and die instantly. The car will get super cold. The car will be surrounded by people, but they'll move out of the way of your car if you start driving. Like, just like creepy shit for like a full 11 miles. And the idea is you make it to the 11th mile, and when you get out and you open your trunk, it'll be stocked with whatever you were trying to find.
The lack of a penis.
Maybe for you, you just look down immediately and you're like, shit,
You open the trunk and it's
gone.
empty, and you close the trunk again and it lops off your
And
dick.
your dick is just gone.
My wish is chopped off penis. Shortcake's wish is both of our penises. He
I
wants,
want to get his.
he wants my penis.
Yeah.
So he has double penis.
So listen, for the tunnel game.
Tunnel Game was pretty good.
Tunnel game. What are you wishing for when you go into tunnel game?
It's it's funny because the Gene or the genie, right?
Yeah.
Obviously pops up in a lot of cultures. It's
Jinn.
a very fundamental fundamental desire at the heart of
Vagine.
man to wish for something, right? It transcends life. It transcends time. It is one unlimited wish, and it seems to strike like a chord with all these authors. And I think that's why people gravitate to it and why these stories have so much power. I would chop my own dick off. That would be
Strawberry Shortcake.
what I would wish for.
See what I'm seeing though is like you don't need like some supernatural wish in order to remove a dick. Like that's something you could do without crossing into different dimensions and
Right.
doing weird rituals.
Right. And I think that's why these stories have so much power. And they have such a hold on people.
It also explains why genies don't have dicks.
Right.
Right.
None of them do.
None of
Exactly.
them do. They only got those wisp tails.
That's sperm. You bring in sperm.
Transcended dick.
So here's my thing about the tunnel game. I feel like most, unless you're living in like fucking London or something, it's not like there are just fucking tunnels everywhere, dude. Like there's not many places even close to us where I'm like, yeah, we can go there right now, and then you'll just like
It'll be, like,
immediately know.
abandoned.
Right.
Yeah, like it's like what, New York, and even then it's like it's gonna be a fucking.
They're busy as shit.
Yeah, it's you got to find what section of it was shut down, and you got to figure out how to get there
All that
without
shit.
getting arrested and shit. Like, I don't even think Philly has tunnels that are like out of order, not like a system. So like when I think of like tunnels, like the first thing that seems accessible to my mind is like sewers, and I'm done with that shit. I would throw up like just walking around down there. So I'm kind of out from the beginning.
Well,
Because I'm just like,
What about those old abandoned tunnels right underneath your house?
right underneath my house.
Yeah.
Right.
What
I
if
keep
your
forgetting
wish
about
is
those.
to make sewers not stinky no more?
Dude,
That's a good wish.
that's a waste of a wish. As far as I'm concerned, that's just a big old dookie wish.
That'd be good for humankind.
It's an anti-dookie wish.
Okay, so, that one is literally just called The Ritual.
It is. The ritual
See, I kind of want to read Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
Unless you were planning to read Bloody
Do it.
Mary, I
Do it.
kind of want to
Do
read
it.
Bloody Mary.
Do it.
Blood
Do
that
it.
Mary.
Do it.
Because here's the thing about Bloody Mary, right?
Classic.
It's been around for a while. We kind of joked about it in one of the other episodes, but we never actually read it.
Whoa!
Yeah.
What a bait and switch! Damn.
The clown card one will be saved for another day. So I found a funny like website that just kind of talked about like shitty games like these, and it started with Bloody Mary on like Ouija board, but then it later got into One Man Hide and Seek and Midnight Man and shit we've already covered, which is equally as undoable and nefarious, and you will die or end up cursed if you fucking try these things. So one of the first and biggest ones was Bloody Mary, and it was simple because I feel like all you've ever had to do is look at a mirror and say, it's the Candyman thing. And I mean, mirrors are scary sometimes, but if you're like picking a pimple on your chin or trying to shave or something, it's really not a big deal when you think about it. So what makes Bloody Mary so popular? Is it the kind of like sleepover nature, notoriety that the story took over, that like you're a bunch of scared little kids and you're just trying to test the barriers of reality? You're trying to spook yourselves out, trying to get yourself zoinked, or is it something else? Is there something that I'm like missing about Bloody Mary? Like, you don't get anything for doing Bloody Mary.
I think it's old as shit. I think it has a lot of the staying power.
Yeah, but like, there's no real reason for doing it other than
it gives you a little spook.
you get a little spook, but also the implications is that what you've convened with the dead. Is that the thing?
Well, yeah, you see like a little piece of the other side, and you're like, wow.
And you're like, whoa, that's a spook.
That's a spook.
Okay, well, Bloody Mary. Alright, fuckers, before you start yelling at me in the comments about how this game is bogus and not scary at all, hear me out. You've probably been playing it wrong the whole damn time, so put away your meat cleavers and your pitchforks. Bloody Mary has become popular amongst young peoples due to shows such as Supernatural, movies, and stories throughout modern pop culture. But originally, Bloody Mary wasn't summoned for the purpose of eye gouging or other bloodly reasons. She was summoned for the purpose of showing a woman her future. The woman would do a candlelight ritual, and if executed correctly, she would either catch a glimpse of her future husband's face, or she would see a skull. We did this one.
Did we?
I think we covered the original what would have led to Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
But anyway, indicating that she would die before marriage. Much less horrifying, way more depressing than today's version, if you ask me. And since I know this is all what you're waiting for, I'll detail the spooky Bloody Mary ritual first. For the spooky version, you need a mirror, some candles, preferably black, yellow, purple, white, matches, or a lighter. And the candle colors are mentioned for protection, white and black, soothing, fear, increasing awareness and intuition, purple, and help open the third eye, yellow. If you aren't spiritual, then the candle color isn't important, but recommend having a black candle to protect and absorb negativity, and a simple white candle to protect is something I think you should have regardless of your spirituality. Now, to play Bloody Mary, you need to turn off the lights in your house, or at least in the room you're in, and it's best performed during, the witching hours of the AM. Arrange all but one of your candles around your mirror, on the side of your mirror at least, so you can shrine formation, or you can just see a little, the last candle you're going to hold while doing the ritual. Light all the candles, including the one you're holding. Calm yourself. Once you're grounded and calm, close your eyes and begin spinning in the circle while chanting Bloody Mary 13 times. Try and visualize an entity as you chant her name. After the 13th chant, open your eyes, face the mirror if you haven't already, and you either see her form in the mirror or only catch a glimpse of the shadowy figure leaving your mirror before she mauls you to death. Those who have seen her and survived her encounter have described her as a rotting skeletal figure with nothing more than bloody bones, long sharp nails, some rotting flesh, and clumps of matted bloody hair. Some say she's eyeless, and others say she wears eyes of her victims' past.
So she's sexy.
Still, others say she'll drag you into the mirror to live with her forever. Phew. Now for the more tame, historically accurate version of Bloody Mary. For this one, you need stairs with 13 to 16 steps,
Or if you
and
don't
nothing
have
more.
stairs,
If you don't
piece
want
of
stairs,
shit.
with
you
salt.
fucking die.
A hand mirror, and a candle. For this version, you need to walk up the stairs backwards while gazing into the mirror, and it's said you'll see your future spouse's face in the mirror or the skull of the Grim Reaper. If you see the Grim Reaper, you're destined to die before marriage. That's it. I told you it was tame. Just because you're supposed to die before marriage doesn't mean you don't live like a full life. Some people just don't get married.
Yeah. Or
I think for the Victorian woman, It was probably the worst thing they could think of.
Oh, fuck! First world problems.
You die trying to walk backwards up the stairs.
Bloody Mary goes by many names and has many variations to her ritual, and Snopes.com describes her as an avenging spirit that goes by many names. Bloody Mary, Bloody Bones, Hail Mary, Mary Worth, Mary Worthington, Mary Wales, Mary Johnson, Mary Lou, Mary Jane. Sally, Kathy, Agnes, Black Agnes, Aggie, Svart, Madam. Summoning Mary requires the right chant. I believe in Mary Worth is the key phrase according to one version, but others require the shouting of Kathy come out, or the repetition of Bloody Mary into a mirror as many times as the ritual demands. Sometimes Bloody Mary gets more of a script and is summoned by calls of Bloody Mary, I killed your baby. The precise requirements of the ritual vary. Some specify that the mirror must be illuminated by a single candle, in others there must be a candle in each side. In some versions, the message to Mary is repeated by just one girl who is either a volunteer or one selected by others to summon up the mirror witch. The numbers of chant needed to fetch Mary also varies. What the mirror witch does upon arrival varies too. She may strike her summoner dead, drive her mad, or fiercely scratch her face. She may merely peer malevolently out through the mirror, or she may drag one of the girls back through it to live with her. Yeah, that's kind of covering the entire round robin when it comes to Bloody Mary. I just always felt like we should at least figure that one out, because I remember when we started this, I looked at Django. I was like, the first thing I could think of was Ouija boards, and I looked at him and I was like, nah, not doing a Ouija board, never doing a Ouija board. There's no point to doing a Ouija board. That I don't need the answers to those questions. And then he had revealed that he had done it once, and I was like, you brave man. And with Bloody Mary, nah, I'm good. And it's like there's no real. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Call me a coward. I don't give a shit. I'm not looking to risk my life because some soggy bitch in a mirror wants to take my eyeballs. I'm good.
Wet girl.
Nice. Anyway, Django.
The ritual.
Yo, you want to do the ritual?
I want to do the ritual.
Well, I was gonna ask, would either of you do Bloody Mary?
I just don't see a real upside. It's tough in most of these, seeing like...
What if I told you that you're a pussy unless you do it?
I would do it.
Alright, I'm a pussy.
If you...
I'm not gonna get swallowed by a mirror witch.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah.
Django, I think he's on board with it. I think he's going right for it.
He's been...
don't think I would do Bloody Mary.
No. That very tame one.
Why not?
Because, yeah, I don't need to see the face of the man I will marry. I'll just have it be a surprise. It's fine.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, shit. Okay, last story on today's Games with Ghoulies. We're going to read The Ritual, and I have no idea what The Ritual actual is, other than a really cool movie on Netflix. Django Phillips, take it away, The Ritual.
A warning. This story is going to be super spooky.
Okay.
I had to write this down and share it so that I know I wasn't crazy. Or so that I can at least hold on to what little bit of sanity I feel I have left after all of this, whatever it is. Several months ago, I had an intense, orgasmic dream,
Nice.
which normally isn't unusual for me. This one, however, was different from others I've had in that its intensity and the orgasm was magnified by the content of the dream. Without being too descriptive or explicit, I'll summarize it.
I chopped my dick off.
I was naked, in a dark and damp place like a cave, with a woman standing before me who was wearing thick robes of red and brown and holding a staff that was ablaze at the top. She instructed my nervous form to remain within the boundaries of the circle she had created. Also, she looked like my dad, and my high school French teacher was there. I don't remember the symbols that were drawn about the circle, but in reflection, it almost reminded me of the alchemical symbols and circles in FMA, if you know
Alchemist.
the anime/manga.
This is already great.
This fancy boy apparently does. She began chanting something loudly, and my body was immediately responding to whatever it was that she was saying, and up and down I went, almost praying to something, it seemed. My hands clasped penis together in front of me. I raised them to the ceiling above me before touching them to my forehead, to the space between my brows.
Your penis?
And then to my chest, and then my
cut your
knees,
penis off?
then my penis, then the floor. Almost my prostate.
Shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and toes.
Almost touched my prostate within the
That's
circle
not the
before
word.
doing the whole thing reverse and starting over again.
Right.
This went on and on 17 times, and when I tired and stopped to take a break from the tantric ritual, the woman scolded me, her flaming scepter almost glowing more brightly in display of her anger. I don't know what happened after that, because I woke suddenly from sleep, causing the dream to end abruptly. I have a dream journal that I keep near my bed, because again, I usually have vivid dreams, and so I decided that this one had been worth writing down. I scribbled down everything that I could before trying to nod off again. I also took a picture of my pengus. No matter what I did to distract myself, even at work, I could not rid my mind of the dream and what it could have meant. Oh my gosh, can you imagine what kind of job this character has? It consumed me for 2 days.
I'm an accountant.
I'm a security guard. It consumed me for 2 days before I decided one evening after a shower to try and do the ritual without the circle. I lit candles and made what I thought to be an adequate circle of protection, though I did sense the darkness, as if it was almost waiting. I turned the light off my room so that it was dark save the candlelight, and I began visualizing the older woman in front of me, as if it would help me remember the steps of the ritual. At first, it was hard to remember the order and what to do, but after a moment of awkward positioning, trial and error, I found what I thought to be the exact rhythm and order from the dream, and so persuaded my body to perform the prostrations and prayers. I continued, feeling suddenly empowered in my naked form, and thought for a second that the ritual could have been dedicated to Pan.
Peter Pan.
At what I thought to be my breaking point, I remembered that in the dream the old woman had berated me for stopping, and so I kept going until I eventually collapsed onto the floor of my room, out of breath and light-headed. I kept the candles lit for some time and remained in the darkness of my room with my dog, who was looking at me kind of weird. When I was in bed that night, waiting for sleep, some papers that I had placed on my TV cabinet had swooped off the cabinet onto the floor, causing my dog great distress. I tried not to acknowledge it, blaming on the fan facing the other direction, so my own anxiety wouldn't further upset my dog. We went to sleep and nothing else happened that night. Actually, nothing seemingly out of the ordinary happened for a few days. Almost a week later, however, I noticed something disturbing in the backyard when I let my dog out to use the bathroom. Luckily, I had her on a leash, because I saw some black thing on the ground, immobile, except what was caused by the wind upon what looked to be feathers. Of course, I was curious, so I shooed my dog back inside so I could further inspect this mysterious black feathered blob. My breath caught in my throat when I made sense of what it was. There, on the ground in the backyard, under the pine tree, was a dead crow. Its head was missing.
Bum, 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 bum.
Like Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, pretty bird.
I tried to brush off the sight and hurried to work, intending to properly bury the poor headless bird when I returned in the evening. I couldn't shake the feeling, however, that it was somehow related to my actually having performed the ritual for my dream.
Not unrelated.
That night, my dog seemed more spooky than ever, growling and barking at every little noise that came from outside and inside the house. I increased the speed of the fan and turned on the television to put on a movie so that you could hear less of whatever was going on outside. We had neighbors, so I didn't think to check. Do you know what movie I put on?
What movie did you put on?
It was Shrek the Third.
Ooh,
That is
classic.
spooky.
And I was masturbating.
Very spooky.
It wasn't until we were almost asleep that we heard it. I say we because my dog reacted to the voice as well. It said something aloud, and for whatever reason, my mind heard the word cup. Strangely enough, and though I was slightly frightened as well, I
I
listened
don't
for
like
more.
cups.
There was nothing that followed. I turned the volume on the television back up. I had put it to mute before planning to fall asleep, and tried to re-enter my slumber, soothing my dog with pitty-patty pets. Over the course of the next few days, the instances during which I would hear voices grew exponentially, until I was so disoriented, I ended up calling out from work and taking a lorazepam in order to quell the panic welling up inside me. 2 hours later, I had passed out slumped over sideways on a stack of pillows on my bed. When I awoke, the room was dark, my dick was out, and it seemed like the fan was off because everything was silent. I looked around, noticing the movement of the fan blades and then wondering why I wasn't hearing it, or anything else for that matter. The effects of the lorazepam were not yet waning despite my involuntary nap, and so I assumed my delay in hearing was just me waking up from a doped-up sleep. But then I heard whispering all around me, and it seemed like no matter what direction I turned my head in, I couldn't make out the source of the voice or voices. Nowhere could I discern what was being said.
Cut off your dick.
I attempted to close my eyes and meditate for a few moments to see if I could dispel the voices from my room.
Cut off your dick.
Like in all the horror movies. And the voices did seem to stop, for the night at least. It had been roughly 2 months of strange whispers and shadow figures lurking about, occupying not only the house but my mind as well, and I decided that I could bear no more anguish caused by this. I couldn't help but think for a moment of that bizarre mental game that people are playing these days around the idea of shit. I honestly forget what it's called, but that's probably a good thing, because I couldn't imagine remembering and dealing with that, as well as whatever the hell this was. What game is he talking about?
I don't know.
Shit.
TikTok. I tried pleading mentally every night before sleep to dream again of the woman in the cave, so that I could ask her to reverse whatever curse or torture had befallen me from performing the ritual. It seemed for the longest time that my attempts to reach out to this astral woman were futile, though one night many weeks after I started pleading nightly, she was suddenly there, in the cave, as was I, as was my high school French teacher, although it was still different. At first, the woman didn't notice me, and it was almost like I was watching myself have the dream, though the figure that would have been me almost looked blurred enough to be like a clay figurine. When the old woman did notice me, well, the me, she scowled and cursed aloud, waving a hand in front of my face as if to hit me. In dodging her hit, my astral body was sent flying backward through a colorful void until I awoke and took air into my lungs as if I had been holding my breath during sleep. Now I was aggravated more than terrified. All I wanted was for all of the strangeness to stop. For weeks more, I tried contacting the woman again. I did not reach her. I even tried performing the ritual again, but in reverse. I had my house blessed in my room. My dog sleeps curled up next to me because she's afraid of the next sound or shift in my movement from something I see or hear, so that she can sense too but doesn't like. I told my therapist, in brief, about feeling paranoid after a strange dream and acting upon it. I did not share the specifics in fear that she would think I was being institutionalized. She would think I belong institutionalized, and so she's prescribed meds I don't want to take. I tried making a move on my therapist, and she informed me that she didn't play for that team. I can't sleep, and my appetite wanes with each passing day. I try to work, though I'm a shell of the person I was before this dream, this ritual. I just hope I make it.
What a whole bunch of word vomit.
My job is President of the United States.
Holy shit.
My name is Joseph
Written by Sleepy Joe himself.
C.J. Biden.
That's wonderful. That brings it together, you know? Because you know what the real ritual is at the end of the day?
Grove Street.
The friends we made along the way.
I was going to say,
At least it was
that's
before
a
I
good
fucked
one.
everything up.
I was going to say, you know, just waking up. You know,
Doing
just,
the day in, day
just
out.
keeping it, just working it out.
CJ, you're a buster.
Living with the penis you don't want to live with.
You know, dealing with it and just moving forward. You know, one step at a time.
Got
And
it.
if you want us to call like a doctor or anything. we can-
Yeah, if you need help at all.
You
know?
got it. No, I'm with it. It's kind
shit.
of it's kind of like that level of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas where Biden, he's on the motorcycle with Big Smoke, and he's like, "Yo, Biden, get on top of the train." That's kind of like what this ritual was about.
Can't do it.
I can't do it.
Yeah, the ritual for me, if I were to compare the ritual to anything, is a stupid little kid. A stupid little kid found the internet one day and just wrote a stupid little fucking story about Full Metal Alchemist and then complained about their confusing life for 4 pages.
I mean, it is like a 14-year-old had a wet dream. And they like...
It's not even...
They were like, hey, how do
It's
I...
not even a wet
recreate this in
dream.
real life?
Yeah.
This kid sat down and said, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
You know, out of all of these that should be adapted to film, I'm thinking
This one.
I'm thinking this
The
one.
Ritual.
The Ritual, which actually is a very good movie on Netflix.
With Benedict
Anyway,
Cumberbatch.
And Leslie Jones.
Dude, what a pair. What a pair.
I tried to reach the old woman in vain. Every night.
Benedict, what you doing?
And my penis was out again.
Oh no! That's whack. Anyway.
That's a horrible Leslie Jones.
Yeah, it's just the best I can do.
That's whack!
That's whack.
That's all I can do, man.
Remember where they had her on SNL and she was just doing catchphrases?
She was just doing-
Can I do skits? And they were like, no, you're just
You're
not
not-
going to say that's whack at the
Well,
end of every
she totally
skit.
would, though. That kind of is what they retconned her status
That's
to
true.
at one point.
Well, the later years, they weren't using her so well.
But anyway. We read some Games with Ghoulies here today.
What would Pete Davidson's catchphrase be?
Somewhere.
I'm high and depressed.
That's
I wish I was dead.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
What am I doing here? That's kind of what. So when it comes down to today's rituals, yeah, I don't think I'd do any of them.
Same.
I think I would do any of them.
Even the tunnel one is tempting because it's like a wish.
Yeah, the
Wish
tunnel
you
one
get
I would
your
do.
ultimate
It's a wish.
Yeah, it's a wish.
But
Which,
then it's
if
just
well
like.
thought out, it could be worth
But then
it.
it's just like, I gotta drive to New York, I gotta get down to the subway system that isn't used anymore, and then I gotta deal with seeing naked Django Phillips
Right.
without a dick.
Well, I think the cool thing would be
kinda-
like, as your head is down,
you know-
like you're trying not to look at this thing. You're like,
It's just you doing the mamba,
yeah,
but like you're
on fire.
just absolutely
Yeah.
naked. Yeah, you know, there's certainly something terrifying about
Right.
that in the right context. Anyway, Django Phillips,
Django.
you claimed that this episode was going places, and
I think it went.
it certainly did.
I still
How
think
do you
you're.
how do you feel about where it landed?
I feel great about it. I still think you're in the running for a BAFTA. I think you should maybe look it up online to see if there's forms you need to fill out or whatever. But I think other than that, you're good.
Okay, Strawberry Shortcake.
I'm sorry, I don't think it's worth a BAFTA. But I also
It's just, it's tough out
and
there.
I think any of these rituals that we've experienced today, I just don't think. I don't think the return you're getting is worth the investment.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
You are not someone who peeks behind the curtain just to know what's back there.
Right.
You need someone to tell you, like, hey, I dare you to do that, or if you do that, I'll give you this, or if you do that, you get this. You know, like there's the curiosity spike is draining nowadays because we don't quite care unless we're getting something out of it.
What's in it for me?
What's in it for me, though?
Chop my own dick off.
Chop your own dick off.
Some of us have a
that's
very
it.
strong motivation. And they
Like
turn,
Django.
Yeah, and they turn
Django
to the
has it.
supernatural for that. Instead of, Western medicine. They
Or
decide to...
Right, or like a meat cleaver.
Yeah.
That's what I thought you were saying.
No, I was just saying,
there's,
like, there are
kitchen
doctors that
instruments.
No, I
are
was just going to
better
say
than...
surgery,
Yeah.
I think you guys are misunderstanding. I don't want to not have a dick. I would like.
I'm trying to catch
go ahead.
up.
I have
Now
a
I'm trying to
question.
catch
now,
up.
Now I'm confused.
I would like to chop my dick off.
You want to have
Then
it.
put it back on.
No, I don't.
You want to have it, but not attached to
I'm
you.
ambivalent about having a dick. I would love for my dick to be chopped off.
You want
Right.
to do that thing that Swedish guy did where he lost his dick in like an accident, so they made him a fake one,
Yes.
and they attached it to like his fucking elbow so that it could grow
Exactly.
off of his.
Don't necessarily need the fake one, or could take the fake one. Either way, I could take it or
haven't
leave
you heard
it.
about that though? Is they used like a surgical.
Still think you guys are not on the same page.
Like graft it.
Yeah, they
on
like
his
grafted.
elbow.
Still
new
think you
dick.
guys are mistaken about
He grew a
my
new dick
goals
on
and
his body.
aspirations in this.
And it
particular
got used to his
circumstance.
body by
And
he
I
had it on his arm for a
Don't
little
understand
bit
why it's
That's
so hard.
fucking
before
weird.
they
Don't
put it down
understand.
there
That's
for
fine.
him.
That's
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, real interesting.
Yeah. But no,
So anyway, what do you want to do with it?
he wants it to be cut off, but he doesn't really want it to be gone. He
Correct.
just wants the sensation of having it chopped off.
That you're
Is what he
100%
wants to
correct.
experience,
I want
but he
my
doesn't
dick
wanna
to be
actually lose
chopped
it.
off.
It just makes me think of Tim and Eric $1 Billion movie where he goes, "I want to chop my fucking arm off," and he walks in and they saw it off, and then they immediately suture it back
Yeah,
together.
that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
I want to get so fucking high. I want to hashish. I want to chop my fucking arm
Yeah,
off.
I think so.
They're doing like coke off of each other's boners.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
To each his own. Django Phillips, it's been a pleasure having you back on one of the sloppiest episodes we've done in a while.
It was good. It was a good time.
It was
It's
a
fun being
sloppy
back.
boy, but I appreciated
I'm gonna
it.
take this dog.
That you can't do that. But anyway, Strawberry Shortcake.
Does she have a code name within the realm of the podcast?
Oh,
I mean, we've called her Daisy, but I think her name is Bandana Jane.
Bandana Jane.
I think so.
Okay.
Bandana Jean, no.
Sup, BJ?
Classic.
Nailed it.
Classic.
Strawberry Shortcake. Any extra words about our rituals?
No, I think it's been about covered. Like,
Well, not really. There are 2 more episodes of
Well, yeah,
material
I'm just
left.
saying, as far as these rituals go, I think we've reached what I don't have a strong
sure-
enough motivation.
I'm
Django
sure.
might.
I'm sure the longer ones are just longer fictional stories of people being like, "I did this ritual once, and here's
here
the
was
story
what happened."
associated to it." And I'm probably more into reading stuff like that now, more than I am into reading
Just
the
the
literal
ritual.
instructions and shit. Because at least then you're reading like a fictional narrative that's been, at least somewhat well thought out.
Or maybe the longer ones are just the staircase one, but with like 24, 26
Like 26
steps.
pages long.
Yeah. Just more steps.
One can
in a
only
list.
hope.
Yeah.
One can only hope for instructions that last 12 pages long. Django?
I feel like you guys are not quite understanding my
You're right.
No, I caught you.
You're
I
right.
think I'm on it by
My-
the end.
goal here.
You want your dick chopped off.
Yeah. But I don't
You
want
don't
it
want to lose
permanently
your dick.
chopped off.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
I'm
I would
with
actually prefer to have it back.
you. Yeah. Like, you just want to know what it feels like.
I just want to have
it
it chopped off. Yeah, my dick chopped off. Yeah.
But then
Dick
it's still there.
Chopped off, right. Dick
Yeah.
chopped.
And that's why
I'm going to level with you, like even Bloody Mary style. That's just something I don't need answered. I just don't need that feeling in my life.
That's
Right.
fair.
There's just nowhere to go after talking about chopping your dick off. I just hope you realize the corner you've painted me into.
Well, I mean, I don't edit these. That's not my fucking problem.
I wait till the day's end when the moon is high and it'll rise with the tide with the lust for life out. Unless an army of a heart is a horde and then we'll live across the land until we stand at the shore. I'll wait till day's end when the moon is high and it'll rise with the tide with the lust for life out. Unless an army of a heart is a horde and then we'll live across the land until we stand at the shore.